Hey guys, Darkbreaker here. For today's video, I will explain how to build for each role the correct items and how to adjust your item build depending on the in-game situation and comps. Subscribe to this channel if you like this type of content so that you don't miss on any future guides. So let's hop right into my item builds for certain champions and roles. Usually item builds are very similar for certain roles, and so I will divide it in 5 item build roles: bruisers, mages, ADC, junglers and supports. Let's start with bruisers. I will start with Lugu, since he is a very strong top laner at the moment. You can either use a smite build with Soul Reaver or a very tanky build. This is my I think people call it ice and fire build, since you have Mentor of Ra and Frost Cape. With this build, Lugu is really tanky, and you still do a lot of damage since you have very high base stats. I think in Asia this build is I might change it. This build is really popular. Give me a second. Frost Cape, something like, or maybe a bit more damage. Something like this as cores Soul Reaver, so that you have the objective control and Spear of Longinus for a lot of damage, and then you build Frost Cape so that you are tanky, and then you either build more magic resistance with uh, Medallion of Troy, since it has good base stats for. I think it's the best magic resistance item because it has so many good base stats. It's like 360 magic defense compared to Gaia's, which only gives 180. And then Fafnir, it's really good for Lugu's for his ultimate, since it has good synergy, and you always have to adjust to your opponents. Like if they have a lot of armor, you might go for Muramasa, and you can even sell your jungle item and get even more damage like Fenrir's, or even just sell your boots for full late game and get ancestral glory. Or I don't know, maybe Mail of Pain is good for, if the comp has a lot of AD damage, or if they have a lot of attack speed, depending champions like Yawn or Airi, you can go for Shield of the Lost, since it reduces the attack speed of nearby enemies by 30%. So you always have to look out for the comp of your opponents. Are they heavily focused on AD damage, or are they heavily focused on AP? Like, do they have 3 mages, for example? Then go for even more magic resistance, like, oh, I put that out, like this. Or even Uril's brand. I guess it's decent against mages. Or like the current meta, you always, like, this item is really good. Curse of Death against L'Oreal or Lubu, or against Terra, since it reduces the HP regeneration. That's very important to consider, to always adjust to the champions that your opponents are playing, or to the given situation. Like if they rush Muramasa, it doesn't make sense to stack a lot of armor, since they are going to penetrate it anyways. So you can go for more damage, for example, or go for more HP like Ancestral Glory, since it just makes more sense. Like if you stack armor and they have Muramasa anyways, you're going to waste gold. So let's hop right into the next champion, who's pretty good as a bruiser. Zuka, Omen, Ryoma, Zenny, Wonder Woman. I will show them for bruisers. So let's go for Zuka. Zuka is a strong assassin, and this is my item build for him. You can build him more tanky depending on the situation. Like if you need more HP or want to survive better, you can go for Ancestral Glory. You can sell your boots. For late game you should always sell your boots, especially on Zuka. You don't even need Darkbreaker late game. It's good for the early game and for roaming, but in the late team fight, it doesn't really matter. You can go for Hercules Madness. Pretty good shield, gives AD, armor, and magic defense. Wait, you can go for even more damage. Let's see what is good. I see a lot of people run Cliffs of Sanity on Zuka, but yeah, I wouldn't recommend it. I would just put Death Sickle and Ancestral Glory. You are fucking. It's fucking hard to kill you since you have the revive option and the yeah invincibility for a short time. Or you get even more tanky. Like if they have a lot of magic damage, you can go for Medallion of Troy. Or if they have, like I said, L'Oreal is very popular. You always should get Curse of Death, since it reduces HP regeneration. Well, let's see what's good. Yeah, you can go for Shield of the Lost most of the times if you're facing Lugu, for example, in the lane. I wouldn't go Rank Breaker, for example. I would just rush Spear of Longinus, since it makes you more tanky and you are more likely to win your lane against Lubu. Like if you go Rank Breaker and he goes Shield of Spear of Longinus, you are fucked for sure. So that's Zuka. Let's go for Omen. This is my jungle build. I don't think he's a good jungler, but I tried it for fun. This is my this is my lane build for Omen. I see a lot of times people actually run him with Mentor of Ra, but I'm not sure. I would just go straight for Fafnir, since it synergizes so well um, with his kit. And then you have Mail of Pain. It's great against the laner, since you have so much armor and you have the damage reduction thanks to your second skill. And on top of that, you have like the damage reflection, like double damage reflection. Second skill, double damage reflection, and then Mail of Pain. Or I see a lot of times people just run Shield of the Lost. Like yeah, Shield of the Lost is just great in the solo lane, since most of the times solo laners, or bruisers should I say, are heavily reliant on auto attacks, and it makes him really hard to kill in a 1 versus 1. And like I said, always adjust to your opponents. Like Medallion of Troy, I just put it in if they have magic damage, but you can also just sell it or get another item like Ancestral Glory to get even more tanky, or just get more damage. Like this gives you more damage and gives you more tankiness. Or I think Crimson Banner is really, really good and is underestimated currently, because it gives HP regeneration when you kill someone and it stacks. That's really, really good. But I think this item gets a lot worse when Max comes out, since his passive reduces HP regeneration. Okay, let's go for Ryoma, the best top laner besides Superman. But Superman is banned anyways, so it doesn't matter. Wait, where is he? Warrior. This is my jungle build, and this is my lane build. Wait, let me change it. I like this order more, since usually Rank Breaker is enough. Or just sell this for Yeah, Ancestral Glory is pretty good. Or if you want magic defense, just put this in. Rank Breaker, that's pretty much core core for him. Like you have Rank Breaker, Frost Cape, Fafnir. Yeah, those are always core items. Usually I have like 3 core items for my champions, and then I adjust to the given situation. So Rank Breaker for sure, but yet it depends on the matchup. Rank Breaker usually, but if I match against a Wonder Woman, I go for Spear of Longinus, since she's fucking strong. She's so fucking OP, and Ryoma struggles against her. And Spear of Longinus makes you more tanky, and you have a better chance to destroy her, since her early game is pretty strong. Okay, let's swap back to Rank Breaker. And yeah, I didn't mention it. You always have to adjust your boots too. If they have a lot of CC, you go for Gilded Greaves. But if they have a lot of armor or a lot of auto attack damage, like against Wukong, go for Sonic Boots. Frost Cape is standard in most Bruiser builds because it gives you the additional damage effect and the additional slow effect, and it has good stats like HP, armor, and cooldown reduction. And I would say Fenris Tooth is very popular at the moment. For I would say you should always get this item since it's the best AD item. It gives you 200 attack damage, and once the opponents fall below 50%, it does you do 30% more damage. That's crazy. That's like Baron buff, or should I say Dark Slayer buff. It's really strong. So let's hop into Zenial. Great top laner at the moment. One of the best. Usually I run him with the item with the smite item build, since it gives you HP, it gives you additional magic damage, and you get more XP and map control. Like you can get the birds and other camps, so that you can get even more gold. And it just synergizes very well with his kit, since HP equals more damage and more tankiness basically for him. So let's go for Wonder Woman. Wait, give me a second, where is she? Tank? Nee, warrior. Oh, there she is. Yeah, I won. I run a very similar build to Lugu, just ice and fire with Mentor of Raw, Frost Cape. That's a typical top lane build usually, because you're so tanky. Your function as a top laner is most of the time to be a meat shield for your carries. Like if you have a Yawn, you are the meat shield for him. You try to tank as much as possible so that he can deal the damage. Because top laners usually have very high base damage, so they don't need to have AD items. They can go full tank and still do a lot of damage. Because damage is dependent on the level or on your own level. If you are, for example, level 12 and your opponent is only level 9 or 10, you're doing a lot more damage, since your base stats for the skills are scaling very good. I think this build is very popular too, like the Smite version, because you have better objective control, but my personal favorite is this build. Since I run it with execute, you have a lot of lane pressure, but you always have to decide it for yourself if you like more objective control or if you want more lane pressure, since this build is weaker early game and this build is stronger early game. That's the uh, yeah, you have to decide either jungle smite build or just lane build, which is stronger early game. And smite builds are usually better for the late game, but for solo queue I would say go for the offensive build like this, like with execute. Okay, let's do mages right now. I will do L'Oreal, Tulen, and Raz, or yeah, maybe even Zil. Oh fuck, oops, because they are very popular. For Tulen, wait, this is not my. Yeah, this is my current build, and that I like. Usually on all mages you run Orb of the Magi, since it gives a lot of gold value. Then Ria's Blessing for yeah AP cooldown reduction and the magic lifesteal. Then Hekate's Diadem, that's yeah Orb, Rias and Hekate's are core for Tulen, and then you usually adjust to your opponents. Like Boomstick is when you are snowballing very good and you're sure that you can just burst them down before they can hit you. Or you can go more tanky, like this one is popular, or you go for wait. Beerus Agony, that's pretty good when you're facing strong AD champions, or if they have uh, pretty tanky composition, you can do a lot of poke damage with your passive, since it will do increased magic damage equal to 4% of the target's current HP. That's really good. And you can go for Tome of the Reaper against L'Oreal. It reduces her HP regeneration, or Soaring Aura, that was very popular in the beginning. And you should always get Staff of Null if the opponents have a lot of magic resistance. Now let's hop right into my L'Oreal build. I have two different builds. One is a more, I would say more tanky build. It's easier to play since you can do more mistakes with it and you're not punished for it. Aegis makes you tanky early, gives you cooldown reduction, that's very important for L'Oreal. Then Hecate's, Reas, and Medallion of Troy. And for the this build is for more experienced people. This is way more offensive. I would say I see a lot of people just go Phoenix and then go for Reas, but I would always recommend to you to go for Orb for the safe gold value. This build, when I show you guys this build. You can run it, but it's very hard and you need to snowball pretty good. And if you fail to snowball, you are fucked. And this is the more safer version, I would say. Save gold value, HP, AP, it's really good. And then rush Reas, get the cooldown boots. But for late game, when they have a lot of CC, sell the boots and get Gilded Grease. But for early game, just get flashy boots. Then you have 10%, 10%, 10%, and in your Arcana you have 10%. So you have very early on, you have 40%. That's really strong on L'Oreal. And let's switch to. Oh, he wants to play. Let's switch to. Raz. This is my build for Raz. Boomstick. It's great for Raz, since it does, when you're poking, you do additional damage and it does AoE damage. And wait, I think in the early game people run Talisman. Let me do the order. Like you have this, then you get boots, then you get some HP regeneration, and then you go for and then you finish Boomstick, and then you go the order that I just showed you. Boomstick, Magic Pen, then you get Hekates, I guess, then some Magic Lifesteal when you're poking. Let's see, what am I getting? Holy of Holies, the best AP item. This is really strong. You get 400 HP, 400 AP and 1400 HP. This is the item that you want to get in the late game, for sure. And you always have to look out, if they have like a lot of magic resistance, get Staff of Null. And if you need to be more tanky, or they still burst you down, get like Ancestral Glory so that you can survive. Let's go for ADCs. The most, my favorite ADCs are Violet, Lindis, and Joker at the moment. Lindis, Violet in the jungle, very good. Joker either at the bot lane or at the mid lane. This is my build for him. Rank Breaker Rush, and then boots you have to decide, either go Sonic Boots if they have a lot of AD damage, or go for Gilded Greaves if they have a lot of CC, and it does give you a bit more magic defense. And I think people like to run this item on him too, since you have so much mobility with it, but I guess I prefer War Boots since it gives you more attack speed and more damage. And typically Omni Arms, Fenrir's Tooth, Muramasa, and Death Sickle. Now let's hop into Violet. This build for the lane is very strong at the moment. Rank Breaker, Frost Cape. Oh wait, Frost Cape is for pussies. If you want to deal damage, you go for Omni Arms. Fuck Frost Cape. If you're ADC, go for Omnis. You do so much more damage, and you should usually at the early game. You can go for like mana regeneration. You get Pendant of Faith, that gives you more mana regeneration. I see a lot of times Asians are going for this build. Let me show you guys. Pendant of Faith. Then you get boots. You get boots, and then you go for Rank Breaker, and then you go the item build that I just showed you guys. Let me put it in again. Rank Breaker, boots, Omni Arms. Omni Arms. What did I have there? Muramasa? Rank Breaker, Omni Arms. The order's wrong. Claves, Muramasa, Fenris. Fenris. That's the build you want to go on Violet. You can go for Smite build too, but I would say it's not that good on the lane anymore, since Soul Reaver got nerfed and you're losing a lot of early pressure that you could have gotten with Rank Breaker, which gives you an power spike. Which ADC we have? Lindis. Lindis bot lane is very popular at the moment. Like even in the jungle, she's very popular in Asia. You usually want to go this build. This build is really good on Lindis. I would say for her, it's good to go for the Soul Reaver build, since she has so much mobility in the jungle and she can get so many camps. She has the first skill to get vision and the passive for the mobility. So if your positioning is good, I would recommend the Soul Reaver build, but you can also just go for Rank Breaker Rush like this order. But it depends really on your skill and how you want to play the game. If you want to focus more on objectives and map control, the Soul Reaver build is for sure better. But the Rank Breaker build is more safer if you get like Flash, or should I say Flicker, as your talent. And yeah, always dependent on your opponents, and you can get this item too, Death Sickle, or you just go for Ancestral Glory so that you're more tanky and you can survive a team fight and the people, your teammates can save you. So let's go for junglers. I'm a main jungler, so I can show you a lot of builds. This is my usual Zephyrus build. I run it most of the times, and you can always adjust it to your opponents, like Mail of Pain if they have a lot of AD damage, or let's see, for full late game you can go like Muramasa, so you don't even need Spear anymore, then get like Fenrir's. Well, yeah, I think you can go Death Sickle, or you just go for GA, sell your boots. Let's see. Yeah, this, like this. This is a very strong late game build. We just adjust it back to how it was before. Yeah, most of the times this build is enough, and you should be able to carry with it. And the other one I just showed is only for super late game. Murat. This is an old build, and I think, yeah, this build I usually use this build since it's so strong. Rank Breaker for early mobility, Omni Arms for increased damage. It boosts every stat of Murat, attack damage, attack speed, lifesteal, cooldown reduction, everything that that Murat wants. Then Muramasa for even more penetration, and Fenrir's Tooth for increased damage when they are low. So let's go to Ryoma as a jungler. This is my build for him. Very similar to his lane build. You can maybe just go for Fenrir's, go for Muramasa then, and then later sell your jungle item for a medallion of Troy, or just Ancestral Glory. Let's adjust it back. Usually, I see a lot of times in Asia they just go for Hunter's Crossbow, the first jungle item, and then rush right into Rank Breaker, so that you hit your yearly power spike a lot earlier than usual. But I prefer, for solo queue at least, the Gnoll Cleaver, the tier 2 jungle item, since if you kill jungle creeps, you get HP 15 minus 70. It's like 1050. That's, let's see, a little, wait, how much gold value is 900 gold value. That's a lot better than the AD item, for example. The AD item is only 45. Let's see. That is, wait, this item. Yeah, it's like 500 gold value only, compared to the jungle item. If it's full stacked, you get like 1k gold value. So this, I would always recommend this. Like for, wait, let me hop right into Batman. His jungle build, you go for this item too, since it gives you great gold value for its cheap price. This is my build for Batman. Very similar to Ryoma full assassin mode, rank breaker mobility, Fenrir's Tooth, increased damage, Frost Cape, increased damage, cooldown, armor, HP, and then you decide last item, what do you want? More HP, more magic defense. Best magic resistance item is Medallion of Troy. You can go for more damage but still tanky with Hercules of Madness, or go for Ancestral Glory for the revive effect, but I usually just run Medallion of Troy since it gives so much gold value. Let's see, which jungler can I show? Lindis, I just showed Lindis, and Violet the build already. It's still the same, and maybe Zill jungle. This is my Zill jungle build. Typically the AP jungle item, Apocalypse, and then Hekates is a must pick on most mages, Rhea's Blessing too, and then Staff of Null for more magic resistance, more magic penetration. So let's go for supports. I will show Teamy first. The first 3 items are core. You always want to get the boots first, then go for Knight's Plate, and then get Asterian's Buckler. Knight's Plate gives great gold value for the given armor. 210 armor for only 730 gold. And Asterian's Buckler is must have on all supports, since it gives the damage reduction for opponents and damage increase for your allies. And then you just the 3 last items you always have to adjust. Like this item you have to finish into Shield of the Lost. Oh wait, no, you don't even need to get, since we go for Aegis for cooldown reduction, since it's very important. You just sell it later and get, I guess, let's see, maybe Gaia's or more just Ancestral Glory. And I usually like to run Crimson of Banner on most supports, since it has the HP regeneration effect after a kill or an assist. And for Mina and Tane, very similar. Boots, Rush, Knight's Plate, Asterian's Buckler, and then you adjust to your opponents. And for Tane, why do I have an AD build for Tane? What the fuck? Yeah, very similar. I just use it for most supports since it's very good. Maybe for Crash different, since you can go for Mentor of Ra and Frost Cape for more damage and more AoE damage. But you always have to get Asterian's Buckler on support. So what did you guys learn in this item guide? I showed you my most popular builds for most champions and for each role. And usually you have like 3 or 4 core items that you want for each champion, and then you always have to adjust to your opponents. What's the comp? How are they building? What's the comp? How are they building? What's the situation? Like in late game team fights, if they focus you, you can go for Ancestral Glory, for example, so that you can survive longer and your teammates can help you out. So that's my item build guide. I hope you guys enjoyed it and learned a lot. I think I will do an Arcana guide in the future, and I will show my best Arcana sites. So I will see you next time. Bye bye.